that's working. Yes, there we go. We're live now on Facebook and YouTube. Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining. Today, I'm going to go back to what we did a couple of weeks back when we did the box breathing with the Qigong. It's something that I've been exploring a lot myself personally, the box breathing. It's really nice for exploring those spaces at the top and the bottom of the breath. So I want you to think about when we get to the top and we do a hold, it's not a gripping, it's not a hanging on hold of the breath. So as we get to the top of the breath and we hold the breath at the top, I want you to continue that feeling of expansion in the body. Just think about how blood is flowing around the body and how you're still getting energy delivered to every single cell in the body. And then that exhale is just letting go, down regulating. And then when we get to the bottom of the breath, that pause, so again, that subtle difference between a hold and a pause. When we get to the bottom of the breath, just really enjoy that stillness. So we'll do some of the Qigong movements to start off with that in mind. But then we'll also, at the end of the session, we'll sit and just do a few minutes of box breathing in a sitting position as well. So with that in mind, let's start off with finding your comfortable standing position. Just make sure I get my clock on there so I can see the time. Finding your comfortable standing position, we'll do a little bit of mobilization to start off with, just to get everything moving and warmed up. My other camera isn't working this morning, so I apologize for that. You will just see the top half of me, but we all know now, hopefully, what to do with our feet and legs, taking your feet and legs hip width apart, and just start with some very, very easy knocking. Really working from the hips and the waist and the legs. And keeping that upper body tall, the spine lengthened. Gently lifting from the crown so we can relax the shoulders, the space in the upper spine, the space between the shoulder blades. And just breathing easy in and out through the nose, just comfortable breathing, not breathing in any particular way. Gradually slowing this down into water waves. So remember, as we slow down, we just start to feel a little bit of resistance. Imagining that the air is just a little bit thicker, a little bit denser around you. And really not wanting to disturb the air either, just really slowly. It's like a slow motion movement. Have in mind spiraling, so you're spiraling the wrists, the fingers, the elbows, the shoulders, also through the legs, through the hips and the knees and the ankles. Keeping tall through the spine, so keep lengthening the back of the neck, keep lifting from the crown. Good. And then taking a moment, taking a rest. Watch on both of those movements that we keep this head balanced on top of the spine here. So it's very tempting just to bring that head forwards a little bit, and then the shoulders start to take the load of the head or the weight of the head. So we want to keep that head tall so that we're rotating from the crown, if you like. So think of that central rotational axis all the time through those simple movements. Let's do connecting to ground. So if I'm mirroring you, you've got your right palm just gently, it's almost like there's a little bit of pressure there. So there's like you're just gently pushing down on something. So you create a little bit of tension through the arm there, a little bit of a squeezing of energy through the muscles. And then the same thing with the upper arm, a little bit of tension, a little bit of squeeze. You can see the top there on the camera. So squeeze, stretch out the palms a little bit, and then we swap. So here we can be nice and soft there, and then it's almost like you're pushing down and pushing up. Squeeze, stretch. Watch that we're not leaning over or lifting the shoulder too much. Good, I saw that on Zoom. It's a nice adjustment there, thank you. And lengthen, good. And then swap. Breathing in and then breathing out. Remember, there's no stopping. So when we get to the top, there's that little sort of like pulse, and then you swap back. It's almost like a little bounce, pulsing movement. Following the breath, let the breath guide the movement, breathing in, breathing out. So it's not about overreaching, so just enough there. Good. And now, as we're doing this particular movement, just noticing the spaces between the breath, exploring the space at the top. So we're not particularly holding at the minute, we're not deliberately controlling the breath, but just notice how does that lull at the top of the breath, and there's that lull at the bottom of the breath. And let that guide the movement, so it slows down a little bit as you breathe out, and then you breathe in. So it's not about how it looks, it's not about following me or anyone else if you're on Zoom. Just let that breath guide the movement, very subtly. Follow 2 more breaths. And then take a rest. Nice. Let's do Buddha holds up the earth. So we'll go with the normal breathing first, breathing in. That lull at the top, and then breathing out. And now I'm going to guide the movement. So I'm going to give you a count of 4 in, 4 hold, 4 out, and then 4 pause. Let's just all do this together, just for the first few, and then I want you to explore your own box. So 4 might feel comfortable for you. If that is really challenging, it might just be 3, 3, 3, 3. So it's not a normal thing that you would do, particularly with a Qigong movement, is in controlling the breath, but it's just a nice one to explore. So when we're ready, let's breathe in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, breath in, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, breath out, 2, 3, 4, and pause, 2, 3, 4, breath in, hold, out, pause, in, hold, and even though you're holding the breath, there's still that expansion, out, pause, and there's still a little bit of movement. We're not stopping the movement. In, hold, out, pause, in, hold, out, pause. Now just for a few moments, just follow your own, create your own box. You can follow me if you want to follow me, or just create your own box where you pause it, holding at the top. Soft breath out, and then you're just pausing at the bottom. All of this is soft, light breathing in and out through the nose. No strain, no force. Particularly on the hold at the top, just make sure that you are relaxing into the hold, stillness at the bottom, hold at the top, relaxing into it. Let's follow a few more breaths. It's really exploring the spaces between the breaths. And then when you're ready, just taking a rest and letting the breath settle. And coming to a seated position. So seated, chair, floor. If you do prefer to stand, you can stand for this, but into a comfortable resting position. And we'll just have a little play around with the box breathing in a seated position. If anybody follows Andrew Huberman, fantastic, loads of stuff out there that he puts out free, and he has a nice little test to see how well we can manage the box breathing, and also actually to decide how big or small the box can be. And we'll have a little experiment now for this, so we'll all have a little practice of this. I'll explain how we do it first, and then we'll all do it together. You take a full breath in, nice big full breath in, pause at the top for a second, and then we see how slowly we can breathe out through the nose. It's much easier to breathe out through the mouth. You can really control that exhale. But what I want you to do is see how slowly you can breathe out through the nose. So slow, slow, slow breathing out through the nose. We're not allowed to pause, we're not allowed to stop. So how long can you extend that exhale for, breathing out through the nose? So if everybody's happy to have a little go with that, just one thing to mention, if you're pregnant, if you've got high blood pressure, low blood pressure, just be careful on this. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. If you've got a tickle in your throat, just be careful on this. So you don't want to create too much tension or too much strain on that. Let me just put my timer on. I'm going to give you the seconds. So I'll say 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you can just have an idea how long it takes you to breathe out. Everybody happy with that? So get yourself comfortable. Stable with your feet connected to the ground, sitting and supported on the chair that you're sitting on. Tall spine. We just take a nice calm full breath in through the nose, so breathing in. Really fill up. You can take as much air in as you can. You might even want to do a little top-up breath. And then we'll start going now, breathing out slowly through the nose. Control that breath out through the nose. We have 5 seconds. We have 10 seconds. 15. 20. 25. 30. 35. Many of you will finish by now. 40. I'll count up to a minute, so it's 45. We go 50. 55. And 60. And I'll stop that there. Obviously that's a skill that you can learn, that controlled exhale, but it gives you a rough guide to how comfortable you will be with the box breathing. So if we're somewhere between 15 seconds, 20 seconds on that exhale, then you should be comfortable doing the 4, 4, 4, 4. If we're anywhere below that, then you might want to start off doing 3, 3, 3, 3, or even 2, 2, 2, 2. Keep that shape of the box, but just change, increase the speed of each. Inhale, hold, exhale, and hold. If you got to a minute, 50 seconds, 60 seconds, then you could maybe extend that. You could maybe do 6, 6, 6, 6, or 5, or 4, or 7. So play around with it. The idea is, though, that it's something that you can do comfortably for a longish period of time. If you could think you could do 10 minutes of that and it's a struggle, then you want to make the box a little bit smaller. But for the purposes of today's session, we will do the 4, 4, 4, 4 again, just so that we can all breathe at the same pace. If you do need to take that little extra breath, take a step out, step away. Might want to do a big breath just to reset and then follow back into the pattern. So let's work with that if we are all good to go. So nice and stable on the ground, supported on the surface that you are sitting. That tells the mind you're safe. Subconsciously, I'm safe, I'm supported, helps to calm the mind, helps to settle the breath. Strong through the spine. And then just relaxing the face. Relaxing the face is a great way, again, of telling the mind that everything's fine. Relaxing the brow, relaxing the eye sockets. Softening and relaxing into the cheekbones and the jaw. Always nice to have that sense of inner smile as well. And I will count the box. If you're watching the screen, there'll also be a visual if you want to follow a visual. So you can close your eyes or have eyes open. Again, whatever feels right for you now. So just tuning in with the breath naturally. Just noticing how you're breathing, how your body needs to breathe or wants to breathe, just in this resting posture. Really good place to notice the breath is in the nostrils. You can really feel that clear physical sensation of the air, just as it flows in and out through the nose. And now I'd like you to take a breath out. So just a breath out, normal breath out. And we will breathe in, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And pause, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. Pause, 2, 3, 4. Breath in. Hold and expand. Breath out. And pause into stillness. Breath in. Hold. Breath out. Pause. 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 Breath in. Hold. breath out, pause, breath in, hold, 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 breath out, pause. Really explore the spaces between the breaths. Breath in, pause, out, and pause. In, hold, out, pause. In, hold, out, pause. And then just giving yourself a few moments just to let your breath settle. Just breathing normally. Just tuning in again to that physical sensation of the air just as it flows in and out through the nose. Slightly cooler as you're breathing in. And now just exploring the natural pauses between the breath. That natural pause at the top, natural pause at the bottom. And when you're ready, taking a slightly fuller breath, having a little stretch. If you have your eyes closed, you can open up your eyes, have a little twist. Good, excellent, nice one. I'm enjoying that myself as a little bit of personal practice, just exploring that space at the top, space at the bottom of the breath. It's good because it helps to clear the mind, mental clarity, concentration, but also helps to calm and relax as well because we're slowing the breath down. Great, thanks for joining today. Hope you enjoyed the session, and I will see you on Thursday for a little bit of movement. Now Thursday, we'll start off with a little bit of floor work. So have a mat ready or have some space on the floor because we haven't done any floor work, not with me certainly, for a while. So if you're joining on Thursday, be prepared to get on the floor to start off with. And remind me if I forget. I won't forget. I've got it down. We will do some floor work. Have a great day. Enjoy, and I will see you on Thursday. Take care. Bye. Bye.
Recording stopped.